Hi everyone. In this video, we will discuss all the type C questions of chapter 10 of class 12, that is data structures part 2, stacks and queues. Let's begin with the first program. The program is that depending upon user's choice, either pushes or pops an elements in a stack. So to do this program, we have created a stack over here with name STK having elements 8453. Some elements I have initialized in a stack. And the top position is the length of stack minus 1. Now we have to give some like menus. So while true, it will print stack operations. First menu is push, second menu is pop, third is exist. Now one variable choice which will accept the choice from the user. Now if the choice is 1, then it will ask the user to input one item. So whatever value the user will enter, that value will be appended in the stack with the help of append function. Now the top value becomes length of stack minus 1. Now you can see the content of the stack by using the print statement. Now second choice, if the choice is 2, then we have to do pop operation. But here I've given a condition, that means if the stack is empty, then it will print underflow. Otherwise, with the help of pop function, it will pop one element from the stack. And the top value will be length of stack minus 1. And if the choice is 3, then it will exit by using the break statement. Once we run the program, you will get the output like this. Stack operations, it will give you the options like push, pop and exit. And let's say we have entered the choice as 1. So it will ask the user to enter one item. Let's say here we have entered 15. Now the stack will be like this 8, 4, 5, 3, 15. 15 will be appended with the stack. Then again it will ask for the same set of operations. Let's say the second choice is 2. That means we want to pop one element. Then the popped element will be 15. Now the new stack is like this 8453. Let's go to the second program. Here a line of text is to be read from the input terminal into a stack. Now the program is to output the string in reverse order, each character appearing twice. Let's say if the string is A, B, C, D, E, then it should be, the output should be double E, double D, double C, double B, and double A. Now the program goes like this. We have taken a variable S which will store the line of text entered by the user. Then we can print the text to see what is entered by the user. Then we have converted the string into a list and stored in a variable called lst. Another list variable is created over here, revlst, which is initially blank, which will store the reverse of the list. So by using a while loop, we have popped all the elements from the list lst and multiplied it with 2 because it has to be printed 2 times, and appended with the reverse list by using append function. Now if you print revlst, it will show the string which is entered by the user in reverse order with each character printed 2 times. But if you want to convert the list into string, then you can use a function called join function. So for that I have initialized one string variable str with it is an empty string, and by using the join function, whatever is the content of revlst or the list, that will be joined in the string str. Then it has to be stored in another variable called revstr. Now see what it is showing. Once you enter the line of text as A, B, C, D, E, then the output is like this. The next program is, depending upon user's choice, we have to either push or pop an element in a stack. But here the condition is the elements are shifted towards right so that top always remains at 0th index. Now let's do this program. Let's say I've created a stack with name STK and initialized it with few elements. Top position is always at 0 as per the question. Now we have to create a list of menus within while condition. While true, it will print some stack operations like push, pop, and exit. And choice is a variable which will store the choice entered by the user. Now here, since the top has to be at the 0th position, so for pushing an element into a stack, we have used a function called insert. And here we have inserted the item which is entered by the user at the 0th position. So we have taken two parameters 0 and item in insert function. So stk.insert 0, item will enter or push the item in the 0th position of the stack, and top is 0. And if you want to pop an element from the stack, or else the choice is 2, then it will check whether the stack is empty or not. If it is empty, then it will print underflow. Otherwise, it will pop one element from the stack. Here we have used stk.pop. Within that we have passed one parameter 0. That means it will pop the first element, or the element which is at the beginning of the stack, that will be popped. And if the choice is 3, then it will exit by using break. Once you run the program, you will get the output like this. The stack operations are push, pop, and exit. Let's say the first choice entered by the user is 1, then it will ask for the item. Let's say the item entered is 34. Then you can see 34 is inserted at the beginning of the stack, and the top position is at the 0th position. That means once again, if you push another element, it will be inserted before 34. Similarly, if the second operation that you are doing, pop operation, by using the by entering the choice 2, then the popped item is 34. Since we have used the function pop 0, so it will not remove the last element. Rather, the first element at the beginning of the stack will be popped, and the new stack is like this. The next program is to insert or delete an element from a queue depending upon user's choice. But here the elements are not shifted after insertion or deletion. Now let's see. I have initialized a queue with name QUE with some elements in it, and the front value is 0 and rear value is length of queue minus 1. Now different menu options are there. While true, you can print the queue operations like insert, delete, exit, and you have to enter the choice also. Okay, here if choice is 1, that means we want to insert one element into the queue, then you can do it simply by using append function, by passing the item into it, and the item will be accepted from the user. The rear value becomes length of queue minus 1, then you can print the queue to see how it looks. Now if you want to delete one or remove one item from the queue, then if the queue is empty, then it will print underflow, or else what it will do, it will assign the front position of the queue as none. Since here shifting is not allowed, so we have assigned the front value of the queue as none. And the next front value becomes front plus 1. Now to check the queue, you can use the print statement, and if the choice is 3, it will exit. Now once we run the program, we will get the output like this. Our queue is initialized like this with 8, 3, and 5. There are 3 elements in the queue. The different queue operations are insert, delete, and exit. Let's say the first choice entered is 1, and the entered item is 7. Then the item 7 will appended in the queue, and the new queue becomes like this: 8, 3, 5, and 7. And the next set of queue operations are like this. Let's say the second choice entered by the user is 2. Then what will happen? The item will be deleted, removed, but the items will not be shifted. So we have assigned the front value of the queue as none. So the rest of the elements will be in their respective positions. And second time, if I will enter the same choice as 2, then it will again assign the front value of the cube as none by not changing the position of the other elements of the queue. And again, if I will do another push operation, or sorry, insert element operation, then the item to be inserted is 9. Then that will be appended with the queue, and the queue is looking like this. Now this program is a simple program to insert or delete an element from a queue depending upon user's choice. So we have initialized one queue with some values. Front value is 0, rear value is length of queue minus 1. Then the different operations of the queue will be displayed: insert, delete, and exit. If choice is 1, then it will ask the user to enter one item, and the item entered by the user will be appended with the queue, and rear value will become length of queue minus 1. And if the choice is 2, that means one item has to be removed or deleted from the queue, then it will check if the queue is not empty, then otherwise it will print underflow, or else it will delete the item from the queue by using pop method. But here we have to pass 0 parameter, pop 0. That means it will remove the element from the front end. Now if the choice is 3, it will exit. Now run the program. It will show you different queue operations. Let's say that choice entered, that is 1. It will ask for the item. Let's say the item entered is 5. Then 5 will be inserted in the queue like this at the rear end. Now if you want to remove one element from the queue, then the deleted item is 7, which is deleted from the front end of the queue. Now question number 6, write a program to implement input restricted dequeue. Both insertion and deletion operations should be taken care of. An input restricted dequeue, as you know, is a special case of double-ended queue where data can be removed from both ends, front and rear end, but can be inserted from only one end, that is the rear end. So we have to take care of that while writing the program. So we have initialized a queue over here. Front is 0, rear value is length of queue minus 1. Then the different menu operations are showing insert. And here I have given two deletes. One is deleting from the front, and second delete is deleting at the rear end. So these are the two delete options since it is on input restricted dequeue. And finally exit. Now, if your choice is 1, then it will ask for the item to be entered, and the item will be appended with the queue, and rear becomes length of queue minus 1. So it will always be appended at the rear end of the queue. And if the choice is 2, that means it will delete from the front end. So for that purpose, we have used the function pop 0. So the front item will be deleted. If choice is 3, then it will simply use the pop function. That means the item will be removed from the rear end. And if choice is 4, then it will exit. So once you run the program, you can see if you enter the choice 1, then it will ask for the item to be entered, that is, let's say 8. Then 8 is inserted or added to the queue at the rear end. And it is asking for another two options, that is deleting from front end or deleting from rear end. Let's say the choice entered is 2, then it will delete the item from the front end. So 6 is removed from the queue, and the resulting queue is like this. And let's say if you entered the choice as 3, so it will delete the item from the rear end. So the item that is deleted, that is 8, and the resulting queue is 2, 4, and 3. Now in this program, we have to create a stack where each node contains two values, pin code and city name. And we have to implement push and pop operation on the stack. So I have initialized one stack with some pin code and city values. and top value is 0, and the different menu options are shown here: push, pop, and exit. Here our stack is looking like a list of lists basically. So it's a long list containing some sublists. And each sublist is having two items. One is pin code, another one is city. So if the enter choice is 1, then we have to enter one list item. Basically, it is having two elements. So we have created two variables, pin code and city. And these two values will be accepted by the user, and we can append that value with a stack. Now, if the choice is 2, that means if you want to pop any element from the stack, then you can use the pop function so that uh, one value will be popped from the stack. If the choice is 3, then it will exit. Now, once you run the program, you'll get this stack operations. Let's say the enter choice is 1. That means we want to push one element into the stack. So it will ask for the pin code and city name. Let's say the pin code entered is like this, and one city name is I've entered, that is Bangalore. And the new stack is like this. The new pin code and city is appended in the stack. Now, if the second operation I'm doing, that is pop operation, then the popped item from the stack is the last item that I have entered, that is popped, and the new stack is like this. Now, the next program is to implement three queues having names highest priority, normal priority, and lowest priority. And the program provides a menu of insert element, search for element, and change priority. Insert element, where one element is inserted in the queue as per the priority given by the user. And search for an element, where one element will be searched in all the queues. If found, it will display the queue name. And change priority will ask for an element, and if it exists in a queue, ask for its new priority, and then remove the element from the existing queue and add it to the new queue as per the changed priority. Now let's do this program. So here we have initialized the three queues: highest priority, normal priority, lowest priority, having some values into it. And the different queue operations are displayed, that is insert element, search for element, change priority, and one more I have added, that is display. If you want to see the queue how it looks like, then exit. So it will ask for the choice. Let's say the first choice is 1. That means one element has to be inserted into the queue. Then it will again ask for the priority also. And if the priority entered by the user is H, that means the highest priority, then the item which is entered, that will be appended in the queue highest priority. Similarly, if the priority is N, then it will be appended with the queue normal priority. And the priority is L, then it will be appended with the queue lowest priority. And if the choice is 2, then it will ask for an item, that means the element to be searched. And once the item is entered by the user, then it will check in all the three queues. If the item is present in the highest priority queue, then it will print the element is found in the queue highest priority. Similarly, it will search for other two queues. If it is not found in any of the queues, then it will print the element is not found in any queue. Now, if the choice is 3, that means to change the priority, then it will ask the user for the item whose priority has to be changed. And second is whether to increase the priority or decrease the priority. So if the second value will be stored in a variable called CP. That means if CP is I, that means you have to increase the priority, then it will check for the item whether it is in lowest priority queue. If it is in lowest priority queue, then its priority has to be increased. So the item will be appended in the normal priority queue, which is the higher priority. And the same item will be removed from the lowest priority queue. And if the item is present in the normal priority, then the item will be appended to the highest priority queue and it will be removed from the normal priority queue. Or else if the item is already in highest priority, then it will not the position of the item will not be changed. And if the priority entered by the user is D, that means you have to decrease the priority, then it will search for the item in the highest priority queue. If it is present in the highest priority queue, then its priority will be decreased and the item will be appended in the normal priority queue. And the same item will be removed from the highest priority queue. Or else if the item is present in the normal priority, then it will be appended with the lowest priority and the item will be removed from the normal priority queue. Or if the item is already in the lowest priority queue, then it will remain unchanged. If the choice entered by the user is 4, that means to display all the queues, then it will print all the 3 queues. And if the choice is 5, then it will exit. Now once you run the program, you will get the output like this. The priority queue operations are like this: insert element, search for element, change priority, display and exit. Let's say the entered choice is 1. So it will ask for the element to be inserted. Here I have given one element and it is asking for the priority. Let's say I have given the priority as L. So obviously the element will be appended in the lowest priority queue. Now if you want to see how the queue looks like, then you can enter the choice 4. So it will display all the 3 queues. So as you can see here, the new element is inserted in the lowest priority queue. And suppose I have entered the choice as 2, that means search for an element, then it will ask for the element to be searched, and here I have given one element to be searched, and it has searched and the output is showing the element is found in the queue normal priority. Now the next operation that I want to do is the change priority. So I have entered the choice as 3. So it is asking for the element whose priority has to be changed. So I have entered one element and it's asking whether we want to increase or decrease the priority, and I have entered the choices I, that means I have to increase the priority. So obviously its priority is increased means it will move to the next higher queue. Now to see where the position of this element, we can use the fourth choice, that is display. Then you can see like this. Now the queues are looking like this. Now here ends the solution for chapter 10, that is stacks and queues. Here we have discussed all the type C questions of chapter 10. Now in the next video we'll discuss the rest of the questions of other chapters. Now stay tuned for more solutions and do subscribe to get notified. Thank you.